Hi, I am Jovita, and I would like to ask you something. Did you ever think about personal development as a skill and not as a goal? As a child, you know how to live in systems that experts build around you. They build it on the vision on what they think is the best for your personal development. Think about your family and schools. But the question is that what you want to develop towards?
As a child, you develop through several stages. According to Ohio State University, there are 7 stages between the age of 0 and 66. I would like to talk about the stages from the age of 4 till 25. This is the age range in which you go to primary and secondary school.
I believe that children need to be able to develop in a conscious way, surrounding their own potential. This includes enriching your life with your own talents, identity, and aspirations in life. This also includes the ability and freedom to get out of your comfort zone. According to Linda Kruithof, Dean of a secondary school, you start to understand the world around you and how to live in its systems at the age of 7.
RISE, an innovative human service network who supports children, adults, and families with their needs in the United States, also talks about the age range of 6 till 12, also known as school age, in which children develop the ability to be confident, independent, and responsible.
This means that this age range is where the learning for my view on personal development takes place. In the Dutch school system, that is primary school, group 3 and 4. Let's have a look at the systems we grow up in.
We are influenced by our family, with its values and beliefs. Besides that, we go to school, starting at the age of 4. The school systems are built to help the children develop in the way expert thinks is the best for us. For primary school, the system, also known as curriculum, is built with 58 core goals. These core goals are found in 5 themes: languages, mathematics, orientation to yourself and the world, artistic orientation, and physical education.
Secondary education uses the same kind of structure, but they are focused on the core goals and final terms. And this is where I recognize a shift in approach on the educational system. So hear me out.
Primary schools are mainly focused on the pedagogical aspects of education, which is focused on behavior and self-development. These are combined with the use of didactic skills to, for example, teach reading and writing. Secondary schools provide a system which is focused on core goals and final terms. These are the hard skills you need to know to pass your final exam. The interesting part is that the way of teaching in the curriculum changes with the shift from pedagogical to a more hard skill focused way of teaching.
So, what do I see happening in society? I think it is one of the most important things in our current society to be able to be conscious about the development you want to work towards. To take ownership for this process, you need to develop some skills. And what I see happening in Dutch society is that there is no specific focus on learning these skills during the development years of a child, which is 0 to 18 years old.
I would like to talk about a gray area I recognize, in which I miss the focus on developing skills to be able to take ownership for your personal development. After the time in primary and secondary school, there's no structure you specifically have to adjust to. However, you need to start to make decisions yourself, which are going to influence your life. An example for one of these decisions is choosing an education or a field of work. At that moment, your surroundings expect from you that you get to know what you want, what makes you happy, and what gives you inspiration. However, these skills were never specifically part of your learning process before. You just got used to listening to everyone in the system about what they want for you and not about what you want for yourself. This gray area could be defined by the age group of 16 till 25.
So, what needs to be done to prepare someone for that gray area? We need to combine teaching the skills which are needed in this gray area, which is all about having ownership of the process for your personal development. You have to combine it with a common vision on what we want the children to develop towards. But what do different parts in society expect from you?
From the perspective of Laurens, an employee of a global profit-focused organization, it is about developing towards a place in society in which you have a fundament with enough money to provide for your family. Or Paula, who has a psychological perspective on development, explains that we are developing to be able to deal with intense experiences. That means to be able to stay close to yourself in difficult situations.
Within my research, I recognized that within one system, like secondary education, there are already a lot of different visions on what teachers want their pupils to develop towards. I want to start innovating at the start of secondary education, because that is where the biggest change is happening within the way of teaching about personal development in the current curriculum. So, what is needed?
The steps I want to take are: 1. When I look at my view on personal development between the age of 4 and 25, I have found insights about what is important when taking ownership for your personal development. For example, there are 6 core goals within the current curriculum which could contain skills to be able to take ownership. But still, there is no focus within these goals to develop the specific skills needed to take ownership for your personal development. That is because we don't know what these specific skills are. My first step would be to gather the knowledge from my research about what skills are needed to take ownership for your personal development. Then, as a transformative social innovator, I bring together all parties involved in influencing the curriculum to share my knowledge. Then, I question if these skills are the skills children need to be able to conquer the gray area I talk about and therefore are able to develop themselves in the way they want to. The second step would be connected to the different opinions within the educational system. I believe that the challenge mostly lays in secondary education because of the big twist of focus on how to teach within the curriculum. The second step is to connect the team of a secondary school and to define a shared vision on what they want their pupils to develop towards. Then, possibilities can be recognized, which the current curriculum already provides. A last dream step could be that per phase in the development of a child, there will be small defined steps which help you to develop ownership. This will be provided by primary and secondary schools. This ownership for your personal development helps you through the gray area. Because besides the scary part of this area, it actually provides the most opportunities if you are able to deal with it.
This way, we see personal development in the way that we provide situations in which you learn skills to take ownership instead of seeing personal development as a goal you need to be able to achieve yourself.